सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। 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 ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। Let us chant from verse number 4. मया ततमिदं सर्वं जगदव्यक्तमूर्तिना मत्स्थानि सर्वभूतानि न चाहं तेष्वस्थितः न च मत्स्थानि भूतानि पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम्। भूतभृन्न च भूतस्थः ममात्मा भूतभावनः। यथाकाशस्थितो नित्यं वायुः सर्वत्र गोमहान् तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानीत्युपधारय। सर्वभूतानि कौन्तेय कल्पक्षये पुनस्तानि कल्पादौ विसृजाम्यहम्। प्रकृतिं स्वामवष्टभ्य विसृजामि पुनः पुनः। भूतग्राममिमं कृत्स्नम् avasham prakrutirvashat. So the 9th chapter begins by a promise from Bhagavan that Arjuna, you have this great virtue. What is the great virtue? Anasuyave. You don't find fault with these great teachings. So therefore, I will reveal a great secret to you. Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam. Royal knowledge, royal secret. So what is that great secret, that great knowledge? Maya tatamidam sarvam jagat avyaktamurtina. I pervade the whole world in my unmanifest form. I am everywhere. So to explain this statement, Bhagavan says, all beings, they are born in me. Bhuta bhavanaha. All beings are sustained by me. Bhuta bhrit. And also all beings dissolve in me. Srishti sthiti laya happens in me. But I am not affected by them. So what is the example given to prove this? The example of space and air. Yathakasha sthito nityam vayu sarvatra go mahan. So just like the space is not affected by the presence or absence of air, in the same way Bhagavan says, I am not affected by the presence or absence of this creation. So what is Bhagavan? How is Bhagavan supporting the whole world? So in the last class we have seen what kind of supporter he is. Unseen, non-interfering, unaffected supporter. So now there are so many questions. What are the questions? Number one, Bhagavan, when do you create these beings? How do you create these beings? Why do you create these beings? So they are answered in verse number 7 and 8. Bhagavan, when do you create these beings? Kalpadau. So at the beginning of every creative cycle, all these beings emerge from me. At the end of creative cycle, all these beings merge into me. That is called as pralaya. Okay. Bhagavan, why do you create this being? So what is Bhagavan's answer? Bhutagramam imam kritsnam avasham prakriter vashat. Prakriter vashat avasham imam bhutagramam. These beings are avasham, helpless. Helpless because of what? Prakriter vashat, because of their own prakriti, because of their own tendencies, inclinations, vasanas, samskaras, desires. They are helpless. So now, this helplessness has to be understood. They are helpless not because Bhagavan is pushing them into this world. Many times this is the kind of version we hear from so many quarters, Bhagavan is like a puppeteer and we are all mere puppets in his hands. We are helpless. He is the director of this drama, producer of this drama, dialogue writer, and finally who has to do the roles? We are here to do the roles. So everything he does, we are absolutely helpless. Destiny is predetermined. And thus, avasham, we are helpless. So this is one version among so many philosophies. We have to be very careful with that philosophy because it's a dangerous philosophy. Why is it a dangerous philosophy? Bhagavan himself says that this world is dukkhalayam an abode of sorrow. And if Bhagavan is pushing us without our permission into this world, what does it mean? What kind of God is he then? Is he a compassionate, loving God or a cruel God who is pushing all his children into a hell? Bhagavan himself is saying it is Dukkhalayam, and then he writes the dialogues. Everything is tragic dialogues only, tragic scenes, and then he is pushing all of us into this world. You cannot love such a God. So here avasham has to be clearly understood. What is avashata here? Avashata means helplessness. What is the helplessness here? Helplessness is in terms of enjoying the fruits of our action. What action to perform, that is our choice. We have full freedom. There is no avashata there, helplessness there. But once an action has been performed, as far as the results are concerned, you have no choice. This is the avashata there. So don't try to misinterpret these verses. So do we have a choice or not? Of course we have a choice. Where does our choice lie? Choice lies in choosing the right kind of action. But once action is performed, we have no choice with regard to the results. This is the way we have to understand. Avasham means what? It is our own creation. So we have discussed this in the last class. What is the law of this cosmos? Whatever desires we have, a heartfelt desire, that desire will find its fulfillment. The world is designed for that. Whatever be the desire, good or bad, the world is designed. So how does this world fulfill our desire? By giving us the world of sense objects, OET, objects, emotion, thoughts. Mere sense objects will not do. We need to have sense organs to interact with these sense objects. Sense organs are necessary. Now, you can't have mere sense organs. For that, you must have a locus, a support, which is the body. So, a body is given to us, sense objects are given to us, and then a situation is created, a conducive environment is created where the body can interact with the sense objects, where sense organs can interact with the sense objects. So then we experience the sense objects, whatever we have desired. So this is the law of this cosmos. So therefore, why are we coming back to this world again and again? We are coming back to this world again and again because we have desires to fulfill. Somewhere our philosophy is, if I get this particular thing, being or situation, I will be happy. It is this philosophy which is bringing us back again and again to this world. At present I am not happy, but if this thing happens, I will be happy. If that thing happens, I will be happy. And suppose that thing never happened. Then what happens? At the time of death, this person dies with this unfulfilled desire. So then the next birth is directed towards fulfilling this desire. So this is the pattern. So as long as I think that this world is capable of giving me happiness, so long rebirth will continue. So these unfulfilled desires forces Bhagavan to give us rebirth. So that is the meaning here. Avasham prakrutehe vashat. The day our desires become nil, that moment, why that day? That moment your transmigration stops. And when does that happen? This happens when we come to know that that happiness which I am seeking, that bliss, that contentment, that fulfillment, whichever I am seeking, it is already there in my own self. That Bhagavan is Ananda Sarupa. I don't have to seek this happiness in the world. because it is already there. Fire need not seek heat. Sugar need not seek sweetness. In the same way, we all Jivatmas need not seek Ananda, because Ananda is our nature. The day we come to know this, the seed for transmigration, we say it is roasted. What happens to a roasted seed? It never sprouts. This is how we put an end to all desires. But as long as this is not known, this journey will continue. We are all at different stages of this journey. In many lives, this journey has been continuing. When will this journey end? Journey ends when we reach the destination. And what is the destination? Knowing ourselves as we are. What is the way in which we have to know? We should know ourselves as Sat, Chit, Anand. Till then this journey will continue. So therefore, let us not blame God for sending us into this world. Who is responsible? We ourselves are responsible. We are asking for creation. We are asking for birth. Therefore it is given to us. That is the meaning avashyata, helplessness. So this answers the question why we are born. Now the next question is, how are we born? So Bhagavan says, Prakritim swam avashtabhya visrajami punaha punaha. Keeping my Prakriti under my control. So what is the meaning of Prakriti there? Maya Shakti. Bhagavan's Shakti is called Maya Shakti or Prakriti. So keeping that Prakriti under my control, punaha punaha visrajami, I create them again and again, again and again. Punaha punaha means what? We are not learning lesson. That is the meaning punaha punaha. All the time we come here, we fail. Again Bhagavan has said, go, learn the right lesson. Again we come back, fail. Right lesson has not been learned. That is punaha punaha, failing again and again. So, let us learn to pass, okay? How to pass? Study the scriptures, otherwise you will be lost in this world. People who live life without exposure to the study of scriptures are completely lost. They will think the purpose of life is get a job, lot of money, big bank balance, big house, big car, children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. This is not the purpose of life. Let us be very clear. Unless we study the scriptures, we will never know the purpose of life. So therefore, constantly let us expose ourselves to this light of knowledge. Only when there is light can we walk in the right direction. Right. Now Bhagavan, I have a question. What is the question? Bhagavan, you say that you are the one who creates all the beings. You are the ones who sustain all the beings, and you are the one who dissolves. Srishti sthiti laya, you are the one who is doing, because that's the term used. Visrujami, I create. So that means, Bhagavan, you also have karma. You also perform action. If you are a performer of action, definitely you must also enjoy the results of your action. Because the law is applicable to both. As children, so father and mother. Isn't it? For me, you have made a law. Yaha karta bhavati sa eva bhokta bhavati. Karta should become bhokta. This is the law you have imposed upon me. What about you? So, that question is answered in verse number 9 and 10. Let us chant them. Na cha mam tani karmani nibadhnanti dhananjaya udasina vadasinam asakta asaktam teshu karmasu mayadhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate nacha mam tani karmani nibadhnanti dhananjaya udasinavadasinam asaktam teshu karmasu mayadhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya. Yes, Arjuna, mam tani karmani na nibadhananti. Those actions, tani karmani, mam na nibadhanti. Those actions don't bind me. Bhagavan, how is it possible? You say that you perform this action of creation, sustenance and dissolution. But then how is it that those actions don't bind you? That is because, Arjuna, udasinavat asinam asaktam teshu karmasu. Asaktam, I am unattached. Asinam, seated. How? Udasinavat, like a person totally indifferent. I am like a person totally indifferent to all these actions, unattached. Maya adhyakshena prakritihi suyate. I am just adhyaksha. What's the translation of adhyaksha? President. President is called adhyaksha. What is the role of a president in any meeting? He is just seated there. Adhyaksha, witness. So, the example given by Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya is like the king. King is seated. And the moment the king comes, all the court proceedings happen. Dance, music, discussion, whatever is there. What does the king do? He doesn't do anything. He's just seated there. His presence, that's the way. In his presence, everything happens. If he is not there, nothing happens. Is he doing anything? He is not doing anything. Others are doing, everything happens in his presence. Maya adhyakshena. In my presence, Prakriti does everything. Prakritihi sacharacharam suyate. Anena hetuna, Arjuna, jagat viparivartate. The whole world revolves, functions because of this reason. In my presence, everything happens. So, Bhagavan, that means that you are not doing anything? Yeah. Now, this is difficult to understand. On one side, you say you are doing, and now you are saying you are not doing. Bhagavan, make it clear. Are you doing or are you not doing? See, now this is one concept which comes again and again in Bhagavad Gita, and very many people are confused. On one side, Bhagavan says, I do. On the other side, he says, no, I don't do anything. So what actually the situation is? You see, let us take this example. The sun rises and nourishes all of us. Yes or no? Yes. So we can say, sun is the one who is doing the act of nourishment. He nourishes all of us, the plants, animals. But you ask the sun, "Oh sun, are you nourishing all of them?" What will sun say? I don't do anything. I am just in my state of being. Yes or no? I am not doing anything. I am not in a state of doing. I am in a state of being. In my presence, things happen. But what is our experience? Our experience is sun is nourishing. It appears that it's an action. The act of nourishment, giving nourishment. It appears it is an action, but actually there is no action. Are you able to understand this? So from our standpoint, we see sun nourishing us. But from sun's standpoint, sun is not even aware of ours getting nourished. Oh sun, thank you very much for nourishing us. Sun will ask, who are you? I don't even know about your existence. Isn't it? In his presence, everything is there. No, both the statements are right. Without sun, nourishment is not possible. But is sun doing anything? No. Another example, fire. Fire is cooking the food. The food says, oh fire, thank you very much for cooking all of us. Rice, sambar, khichdi, vegetable. What will the fire say? I do nothing. In my presence, something might be happening. Now this is called as actionless action. Action is happening? Yes. But is there a doing? No doing. This is what Bhagavan is saying. In my presence, things happen. In fact, this is the same state of a jnani also. Naiva kinchit karometi yukto manyeta tattvavid pashyan srunvan sprashan jigran ashnan gachan swapan shwasan. Chapter 5. Naiva kinchit karomi. I don't do anything. In my presence, body is functioning. Actions are happening. Thoughts are happening. Decisions are being taken. In my presence. He never say, I am taking decision. No. In my presence, mind is functioning. Intellect is functioning. Body is functioning. To that extent, he has attained the objectivity. So the state of Bhagavan and the state of a Mahatma Jnani, they are one and the same. What is the mistake we do? We identify with the body and say, I am the one who did it. I am thinking, I am doing. This is actually ignorance. Because of identification, I feel as though I am doing. So at the microcosm and the macrocosm, the reality is same. In both these states, Jivatma also can remain in a state of being, just like Bhagavan. In the language of devotion, how do we say, Bhagavan, I am an instrument, you are the doer. You are the doer. This is the language of devotion. What is the language of knowledge? In my presence, things are happening. In my presence means which my? Pure consciousness, not the ego. So when the ego is completely effaced, this is what a jnani will experience. In my presence, things are happening. So what Bhagavan is doing, same thing is the path for us also. The sense of doership is an expression of ignorance. Nobody is doing anything. Things are happening. You are unnecessarily taking credit for yourself. What is your role in beating your heart? Can you say, I am beating my heart? In your presence, heartbeat is happening. This is a right statement. What is your role in digesting your food? In my presence, digestion is happening. Why do I say in my presence? Because I am aware. In that state of awareness, heartbeat is happening, digestion is happening, body is functioning, thoughts are happening, decisions are being taken. Absolute truth is this: in my presence, things are happening. Heartbeat, it is easy to understand. Digestion, easy to understand. But the moment this decision making comes, you say, no, it is my decision. Come to the fundamentals of life and you will very clearly see the truth. In my presence, things are happening. I don't do anything. The moment you become a doer, action becomes yours. And the moment action becomes yours, what's the next step? Avasham. What? You'll have to go through karma phala. So how to escape birth, death cycle? Don't say action is mine. Bhagavan, it is yours. You are the one who is doing everything. Action belongs to you. Once you say action belongs to you, then the results don't belong to you. This is the way out. This is the escape route from this merry-go-round. It is not merry, it is sorrow-go-round only. There is an escape path, escape route. This is the way. Never take credit for any of your success, any of your recognition, award, reward. Tendency of the ego is to take credit. I did it. Because of me, everything happened. My idea. That very same moment said, Bhagavan, I am sorry. It is not mine, it is yours. If you can make it a habit, you are saved. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.